and welcome to Cardboard and Plastic. Today is a video about a mail week. I previously mentioned that I had, I think, about $800 sitting in my eBay account from selling cards, and didn't know what to buy, but eventually I kind of saw some things that I wanted to buy, and I'll show you those. I still have some money left over, but I have another card coming next week, and so I'll make a video when I get that. So, kind of some of the cards that I got deal with what's in the back, and unfortunately, just going through my collection, and two players that I really like, Spahn and Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra, since I'm a Yankees fan, and Spahn, always appreciated, but those were all the graded cards I have. I have a bunch of raw cards. I have some cards that have marks on them and things like that. So I graded a bunch of these, and I don't think I would grade a bunch of these now. I think I would just put them into the Mag Pro cases with the labels. So let's kind of go through the cards I got. And the first one, I actually got this card in one of these cases from a buyer, and I had good luck in the past with these, but you're really taking a chance, right? They didn't take a good picture of it. It was in this case with the screw down. And this is the card. It's a 1972 Hank Aaron, and with this card, it's a great card, great color, and it looked amazing from the images, right? But until you get the card in your hand, you don't know. So, just a little, indent, right there. However, are you looking at cards like this in your cases, right? So this card is going to definitely go into one of my Mag Pros for my collection. And let me just show you, like this card right here. I'm just going to put one of those in there. So, I probably overpaid for this card, but, you win some, you lose some, right? If it was absolutely perfect, right, I would have graded it, and it would be worth a lot more money. So, that is one card that I got. Now, a couple of cards here before I show you the two big cards. And so this is my Spahn rookie card from the Bowman, 2.5, beautiful 2.5 with a nice centering. This card, and this is kind of CGC, CSG. This card is a really nice Yogi Berra. It does have some surface issues, but really hard to see. Fairly graded, but this is CSG in the past. They kind of were all over the place, and now they really tightened up a lot, so I haven't had as many issues, right? So this one, it's a nice card, no big issues, but it does have some print defects down the right-hand side. So I would probably give this card a 5, but it's still a nice card. Oh, and with CSG or CGC now, do you see they put the plastic sleeve inside? They actually have holders meant for these type of cards now. So I'm really thinking about sending this in. I have a couple of other beautiful cards from Gaudy and Bowman from the same era that I probably am going to send back for $5 to get reholdered, to get rid of those stupid plastic sleeves that they were using in the past if the cards didn't fit. So let's get into the big cards. So this was one card that I just put a best offer in. It was a auction, and I kind of forgot about it, and I won it. Now, I'll show you the card first. So it's a big holder. So this is the only thing is these big holders are just a pain to store. They actually, a lot of times, the doubles, right, people separate them and they go for more individually if you just buy the cards because, I mean, you can put them into a normal size case. But this is the 1951 Burke Ross doubles, and we have two Hall of Famers, so Yogi Berra, again, why I picked out those cards, and Warren Spahn. And with Warren Spahn and Yogi Berra, I got a lot more collecting to do, so that's a great thing about vintage. It's right, there's only a certain amount of cards out there, so you could just take your time, get them, and get all the Hall of Famers. So, only reason it got this grade, there's no creases or anything on it, just completely off-centered. However, not miscut. So, a nice card. And, you know, for 100, I think it was like $140. What I'm mad at is there was a Whitey Ford, and I believe Robin Roberts is with Whitey Ford on the double card. That one I put a bid in, and somebody got that, I think, for $84, and it was like a PSA 6. So if I could go back in time, yeah, I would put a $150 offer on that one. So, great card. I just got to figure out how to store that in my collection. So, last card. And this was a card that I was really planning on getting. And I think a couple of weeks ago, people did videos like the most beautiful card. Now, for me, the most beautiful cards are when I went into the card shop, the cards that I saw just in the cases that I couldn't afford, right? And I got a lot of them, right? 1984 Donruss Don Mattingly was very high price when I was a kid, especially I grew up in New York, so the prices were even higher than whatever Beckett said. So that 1984 Donruss Don Mattingly, I eventually got that. I don't have it in the 7. I want to get a little bit higher, nicer centered version. The other cards that I really appreciated when I was younger was the 1975 Brett and Yount, so I have both of those. And there was one other card that was sitting in the case that I always wanted. And to me, it was like one of the most beautiful cards. And I finally pulled the trigger and I got it. And so it is a 1950 Yogi Berra with a Bowman. And the card, actually, here we go. They had to send it to the PSA to make sure that it was a real card and a real slab. I actually don't mind it. I live in California, and with PSA, basically they ship it there, and it's really like only 2 days different, you know, and, you know, so if like a seller's trying to take advantage of you or a buyers try and take advantage of you, right? It just weeds out that thing for cards over $250. For me, it's not a big deal, but I could see, like, if you're in the East Coast, right? If you're in New York and you send a card down to North Carolina, instead of like 2 days, they got to send it to California, and then it takes a day or two for them to look at it, then they send it back there. So now, instead of 2 days, it takes 10 days to get your card back, maybe even more. Now, I'm going to do something crazy here. Oh, it's not a real card anymore, so as soon as I break this stupid label, let's get rid of this thing. How do I look at this thing? There we go. Not real anymore. Void. So this card, absolutely gorgeous. And that's what I kind of look for cards. The case isn't nice. Right, so I might get they actually have like the plastic buffers that you can use for cars, for scratches. You could use the same for the cases, so I'm going to definitely clean up this case because it has like some marks on it. But absolutely gorgeous card. Now the reason it got a 3 is, if you could tell down here, right? And again, we're pointing out all the flaws of the card, almost like paper loss there in the corner. But it's on the white border. It doesn't really distract at all from the card. So absolutely gorgeous card. That's what I was kind of looking for, little wax stains on the back. But this is the card that I was looking for quite a while. I think, in my opinion, well, kind of when I was a young kid, right? This is one of the cards that I saw in the case all the time and definitely wanted growing up in New York, being a Yankee fan. So definitely probably one of the top cards in my collection, not value-wise, but from a PC-wise. So I do have another card coming back probably this week. And again, it's got to go to PSA because it's in a slab, an SGC slab, right? So I don't even care, right? I just buy the cards, but it's going to be, I think it's going to arrive there today, maybe come back in a few days. So later on, I'll make another video on that card. And let me know about this card. What would you do with this card? A lot of people would pay more if they're separated. So would you actually just crack this card and separate them and get each one slabbed? Or just leave them raw? So again, as always, have a great day and keep on collecting.